this problem of the double problem of deculturation of business and a new hierarchy between business and culture, and standardization of culture. And your question is, do we have to come back and develop each national culture with its good aspect, or unification of culture?
How this synthesis can be...
And how the synthesis can be done. So the answer is, we have to make the both, but not on the same aspect, and so to find the sense of the synthesis. So to make a third thing, the synthesis will not come automatically from the both. So first, on the situation, you said that business is over culture, but you say yourself that there is business culture. So we have to see that there is one culture inside business. One kind of culture is the profit culture, competition culture, etc. So we have to discuss with this culture. For example, to say that the innovation does not come from competition, but from the people capacities that develop innovation. So we change completely the perspective on people capacities development. And there is also a culture of separating business and the rest, on economy and the rest. A culture of saying that economy is not, it is only technical. So we have to change the aim, the goal, to have a lot of words about the goal. But for how we do that in the economy, let the power and the big power and big multinational do it. So it's delegation, hyper-delegation to the means. But the main issue is a culture which will link the goals, the words of politicians, with powers on the mean. And that is also a part of the answer for the synthesis. Because the new aspect on the culture, there are some common new aspects needed. That kind of common vision to link goal with means and powers. That could be common. The idea of developing human being more than material means and not dominated by material means. So that is in common. And if we see the trends in the society, they are not unilateral trend. There are contradictions. A lot of ecological culture of common goods, of commons, of preservation of earth, of seeing man as a part of the earth, the Gaia hypothesis, is also a part of the new culture and a new common culture. So we have to develop it. But also, we have to take the best in each national and several culture, because it's also reinforce the link to territory and to people where they live and how they are, and so it turn all to the needs of people. And if I can take also an example, there is liberty culture, freedom culture in Occident. In USA, it's an excess of liberty and freedom culture. In reality, there is not so freedom, but in the culture. Freedom, even with selfishness and against the neighbor. So maybe that exacerbation of Occident could take something from the Oriental culture, which is we live together, we have to think together. Okay. In the Oriental culture, there is the idea that we are together, but maybe there is too much the idea of community, interdependency, permanent interdependency, and a power very hard and so probing very high on people, maybe that could be also mixed a little bit with the idea of more autonomy in Occidental culture. And maybe also in Africa there are cultural creativity. So we have to mix and to regenerate each culture by the culture of the others. But I think that in the long-term history, of course, there will be a new kind of culture, and we need a new kind of culture if we want to survive to those challenges, which are civilization challenges. Because from the first moment in the humanity in the earth, the challenge is survival of the earth and the humanity or not. So it is not predetermined. There are some kind of determinism, so we cannot take all the roads, but it is not predetermined that we will take the road toward a new culture, new civilization. But I think that it is the main challenge, that new culture. So a kind of synthesis, but a synthesis with a sense of developing human capacities, human autonomy with consideration of its neighbor. And also not only making the goods for the other, but helping the other have the means to make its own good, because he knows what is own good. So there are a lot of ideas on culture, and I think that all the humanity is seeking, is searching, and I don't know if we have to be optimistic, but the question rises. So maybe some man said that humanity can solve only questions. The humanity asks himself only question that humanity can solve. It's Marx, and maybe it's true. I hope so.